In this short video, we're going to talk about business plans. We'll look at what a business plan is, why and when it's needed. Then we'll go over some hints and tips to make sure that your business plan is the winning plan that you need for your business. So what is a business plan? Well, a business plan is a document where you outline your financial and operating plans for a proposed business venture. A good business plan is made up of two halves, the financial forecast and the narrative. The financial forecast is where you lay out your understanding of the numbers around your business, the projected income and costs, to clearly show your route to profit. The narrative is where you describe your understanding of the business as it is, the location, customer base and operational style, and then give an insight into you as a person, what you will bring to the business and what you plan to do that will make the business thrive as per your financial projections. Well, there are many reasons why you would need a business plan. You may be applying for a tenancy or a lease with a pub company, or seeking funding from either investors or a bank. Either way, if you need to set out your strategy for a business in a clear and detailed way, you will need a business plan, and it will need to be done properly. A bank or investor will quickly reject a plan that doesn't demonstrate a strong proposal with a clear route to profit. Most pub companies will not accept a thin or poorly projected plan due to being either bound by the terms of the pub's code regulatory body or being voluntary signatories to it. However, remember that a business plan is not just for someone else. It is for you. You need to see that the business you're looking to undertake will actually make a profit. Otherwise, you'll be working very hard for nothing. So when should you start thinking about your business plan? Well, if you're seeking investment, you should have your plan in place before approaching an investor or lender. It's less clear-cut when you're applying for a pub company lease or tenancy agreement. Most pub companies will put a successful applicant into a pub on a temporary basis first. This allows both sides to test the waters. It also gives you then time to draw up contracts, finalise business plans for final submissions, etc. At the end of this time, the expectation is that all signatory requirements, such as the business plan, will be put in place and a longer-term contract can be signed. However, even if a plan is not required before first trading, it's certainly advisable that you draw up a plan to check that this period will be profitable and lead to a successful start for the business. So, let's look at some tips to getting your narrative right first. Well, let's start with the narrative plan sins. Underselling yourself. Well, a good plan is all well and good, but early on you'll have one chance to sell yourself. This is not the time to be shy or be afraid of showing off. Be clear about not only any qualifications and working history that will make you a good fit for this business, but also your personal skills and personality. If your hospitality industry experience is slim or even non-existent, then you'll need to be very clear how the skills you've learned in your alternative career field will be transferable to hospitality. Now, not enough detail is certainly one of the sins. Answering a question on a business plan narrative with a one-word or one-sentence answer is a big red flag that you might not be ready for this business. You're not writing a novel, but a short answer suggests you either don't know any more or can't be bothered thinking about it. Which leads to the other sin, lazy research. A good narrative plan will want to demonstrate that you know the area, the current operation at the pub, your target market and your potential competitors. If this detail is missing or thin, it will be another red flag that you don't care enough to put the time in. It's not unknown for someone to apply for a tenancy in a pub having never been there. This is clearly not a good idea. And a lack of USP. Your USP, or unique selling point, is another vital thing to consider. All pubs sell drinks, and whether or not they achieve this, they all went into it aiming to give great customer service. So what makes your business plan different? You need to spend some time thinking about this and making sure it's a big part of your plan. But now let's look at some of the narrative plan virtues that will really help your plan shine. Firstly, detail. Give as much detail as you can. For example, instead of saying that you intend to employ a mix of full and part-time staff, why not say how many and what hourly rates or salaries? You can even build a dummy rota to illustrate staffing levels and cost estimations. And originality. Remember, it's not just your USP that should be unique. If you're planning to do the same as other established competitors, then you're planning to fail. In all aspects of your plan, think about what could be unique in that section and explain this clearly. Remember, especially if you're applying for a pub company tenancy, you may not be the only person applying for it and building a business plan, so you've got to stand out. Which brings me to images. Whilst your narrative is an important document, it can be quite dry. If you can use an image to illustrate a point, then do it. It's not a comic book, so don't go crazy, but we all know that a picture can often tell 1,000 words. And additions. Well, you can add things to your narrative to better explain your plans. For example, if you intend to sell food, then why not attach a draft menu? It doesn't need to be the finished article, just something to clearly demonstrate your plans and rough costings on a menu. Now it's time for the exciting bit. Yes, financial forecasting. It may not be the most exciting part of the plan, but it is the most important part to get right. A good financial forecast can warn you of potential trouble and help you steer your business in a straight line when you begin trading. A Roslyns financial forecast is market leading and offers an unrivaled level of detail and guidance from just £150. Let's take a look at the main aspects of a financial forecast. You have the key performance indicators, or KPIs, a revenue breakdown, a forecast profit and loss, and a forecast cash flow. Let's take a look at each of these individually. Firstly, KPIs, or key performance indicators. You'll need to include something like this. These show an overview of your plan, highlighting important factors such as expected GP margins and cost percentages. Your revenue breakdown shows that you not only understand your GP margins, but how those percentages are arrived at, with a thorough breakdown of margins and expected revenue across drink and food sales. It's not enough just to say what your GP will be. It's so much better to be able to illustrate how that GP will be achieved. And your forecast P&L, or profit and loss. Your forecast profit and loss, or P&L accounts, gives more detail on how your revenue and expenditure will look and the resulting profits or losses that this would bring. And you'll see on this example. Actually, this example shows that a loss would occur. This is another reason why it's vital to get a business plan and a financial analysis done as soon as possible. This plan clearly needs adjusting. A forecast cash flow would be included. This is an example of a forecast cash flow. It takes the P&L into account and also adds other information on your cash in and out of the business, including expected tax payments, for example. All of this information we've looked at is expanded over the full years of the initial agreement the plan covers. We cover from 1 to 5 years with all aspects of the financial projection. So, how can Roslyns help with this process? Well, to find out more, head over to the Roslyns website and take a look at our business plans page. Here you'll find all sorts, including a tool to help you work out what plan's best for you, information on our range of packages. You can download a free narrative template and even download some examples of finished plans. And you can also get a link there to see our unique online interactive plans. That'll take you to one of the interactive plans, and using that password you can actually manipulate it and have a look and see how it works. Let me show you now. Our interactive plans allow you to see your plan in a new way. Graphs illustrate your KPIs, and you can make adjustments to aspects such as your wet GP percentage, your dry GP percentage, and you'll notice the graphs change as everything is adjusted. Even your wage percentage, a very important percentage in your plan. And your controllable costs. You can adjust those too. Crucially, you can see how those changes could affect your weekly break-even figure. So, to find out more, ask for some advice, or get started on your Roslyns business plan, just get in touch through our website at roslyns.co.uk, or you can email us directly on support@roslyns.co.uk. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to helping you with your business plan soon.